Hi everyone, my name is Linda Peluso. I'm one of the design team for the show Stack Walling, currently in pre-production. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek today on learning how to live luxuriously off the grid with some really cool sustainable materials. Sustainability is a big world in living off the grid. And those of you who want to live with a bit of luxury or a lot of luxury, I'm going to introduce you to the CEO of My Mini Casa. His name is Aaron Peterson, and he can tell you everything you want to know about the life and living in a shipping container. So follow me and let's go have a talk with Aaron. Hi, my name is Linda, and I'm here today to speak to Mr. Aaron Peterson, the CEO of My Mini Casa. And I have some really great questions here that have been presented to me from a lot of people wanting me to ask you these questions, and I know you're going to give me the answers that we're looking for.
Absolutely.
So I want to say, great to meet you finally.
Absolutely. And I really wanted to say, really thanks to the show and everybody else for having us out and putting this thing on. It was really interesting when one of our agents who we sell through got this call from a guy, and we get these calls all the time. Gets this call from this guy and says, hey, we need 8 containers. We're going to do this show. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Everybody says they're going to do a show, or everybody says they're going to buy 50 containers, and then they really only buy 2 to get the prices down. Everybody's real smart. And so this all happened. And then I was like, so I literally blew it off for a little bit. And then he said, one of the agents called me, and I'm down here in LA opening up a yard. And he literally says to me, hey, that guy lives in LA. You really need to go. He wants to meet with you right now. He'll come to you. So he comes over to meet with me. We sit down at the lobby at the Hilton. And when we're sitting down at the lobby at the Hilton, it's so cool. He's telling me what he does. And I'm like, I just get this all the time. And he's like, and so I tell him, and then I'm like, well, come meet my guy, Andy. So we went over to the yard, and I showed him the only unproduced 80 acres in all of the Long Beach port. It's called HPT, only unproduced. And they own 4 acres on that 80 acres. And it's where the trains come and they turn around. And so he sees it all, and then he's like, no, really, you should see what we're doing. We're going to take miniature homes that nobody necessarily wants to live in anymore because they're tight and compact and everything else. And we're going to show people how they can build 10,000 square feet at $30 a square foot. And I'm like, so you sure My Mini Casa incorporates with this? He's like, yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's interesting, because that's the way I wanted to ask you the first question is, why is it My Mini Casa? Because it's not really that mini.
Oh, yeah. So my wife and I, yeah, right. So my wife and I, we started My Mini Casa because we wanted to have a family of our own. So we now have 3 beautiful children. And so literally what happened is we were in corporate America. I was making good money, but I was spending more. So everybody makes this and they spend this, right? And so then we found out that we couldn't have kids. We've been married for 13 years. It's really hard on a marriage. And we found out we couldn't have kids. We tried everything you could imagine, right? We tried saving up our sperm and stuff till this day. We tried this position. We tried everything you could imagine. It's really tough on a marriage and a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And so literally we found out we couldn't have kids. We needed a way to make some money. And so a buddy from mine from high school, his uncle was in a code position at the city. And so what he did is he literally said to me, hey, Aaron, can you get me one of those Connex boxes? And I'm like, what's a Connex box? And I was in logistics. And he's like, a shipping container. And I'm like, sure, I can get you a shipping container. So we got one. And then he's like, can you get me 10 more of those? I'm like, sure, I'll get you 10 more of those. And he's like, hey, can you get me 15 more of those? And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm selling them on Craigslist. So I literally went on Craigslist, and he's selling them for $3,000. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Because I was selling them to him for $1,600. I'm like, this is crazy. So I started selling containers on Craigslist on the side. And so to pay for infertility. So the reason it's My Mini Casa is because I wanted to have my own little My Mini Casa family.
Aww.
And so most of the containers aren't actually made into home. 65% of them that we sell go to farmers for storage for their parts and machinery so it doesn't rust out. Only about 6% of the containers we sell a year are made into homes and that type of thing right now.
Well, we're going to change that with the production of Stack Walling.
Absolutely.
Very confident about that.